Introducing the Nexxus 360, D'Addario's first rechargeable omnidirectional tuner. Visible at every turn, from any angle, no matter where you wind up. Nexxus 360, built for your next stage.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Kies for Premier Guitar, hanging out at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. Today I'm joined by guitar player Adam, who plays for Yungblud, and his tech Ben. How you guys doing?
Beautiful, yeah. Great to be here.
Yeah.
Especially such a historic venue.
Yeah, you're saying you guys played another historic venue last night in Atlanta.
Yeah. Was it Tabernacle?
Yeah.
Tabernacle, yeah.
Tabernacle, yeah.
Totally wrong. It was fucking amazing anyway. It was so good.
I don't want to put you on the spot, Adam, but the way we set this up, I slid into his DMs, as they say, as the kids say, and turns out he is a fan. He's been watching these for years, so this is a treat for him, just like it's a treat to show his gear. So let's get into it. Adam, I know that you said big Gretsch guy, have a lot more guitars at home in London, but what did you bring with you, and what would you say right now is your number one?
Number one, weirdly, it's just been this SG that we have. I think it's just because of the latest. It's just the standard. What was it? Probably like 2015, 16?
Yeah, maybe even later, 2018.
Yeah, which I think I just like it because it's so light right now. And I can jump about so much. Like, there's so many songs where we had to jump about so much. It started the set anyway. And also cleans up really nice. Because basically my main sound is like amps on 10. And then if I want clean sound, I just roll the volume down.
Now, anything special about this that you've changed out, or is it stock since you got it?
Pretty much
Any
stock,
pickups swapped or anything?
I don't tend to do much pickup swapping. Unless I think if I don't like a pickup in a guitar, I'll just not play the guitar.
Yeah.
I'm just like, whatever.
Now, with what we're seing here, is this stuff that stays in the States, or is this stuff that travels with you and you had to kind of pare down to get over here for the
we're doing
state
a
run?
few bit of like flying about like after this. So this is pretty much like a fly rig.
Okay.
So pretty much just chucked everything in that we could possibly fly.
In a normal situation, how many guitars do you think you'd bring? If money wasn't an object.
Yeah, I've got 7 or 8.
Okay.
I think usually. And then like, but Gretsch are quite generous. Usually give us guitars like here and there. So then I'll be on a tour and then I'll just somehow come with another guitar and he's just like, God's sake, another guitar to restring.
Now, what strings do you use for this guitar and tunings typically is this in?
This is in standard and it's a skinny top, heavy bottom, which is what's it like?
52 through 10.
Okay. And is that any particular reason, or is that kind of where you've always been?
Well, I used to play 9s. I used to love playing the 9s, but with this, it's like so hectic and rock that I just hit the guitar too heavy and it just goes out of tune.
It's a bit more of a stable kind of gauge.
For soloing and stuff, like the bottoms being 10s is like good enough for me, but like obviously when you play chords and stuff, I'm really hard.
Digging into that bottom end, it kind of holds the tuning a little better.
Yeah. So it's him that got me on them. But I kind of like them.
Now, what turned you on to the SG? You know, was it knowing that it was a lighter guitar, smaller profile?
I don't know. I think we got this sent out for Dom, and then I picked it up one day and I didn't really put it down. So I just kind of commandeered it.
Yeah.
And then I ripped a fret off it, threw it in a drum kit in Vegas.
Yeah. And that's the only thing we've had to replace on it was but
do you know what? I can't even tell which one it was. It was a very well fixed job. Well, we had a lot of technical issues in Vegas at like a show. Dom trashed the stage, trashed all my amps.
Dang.
And I was like, I can't just walk off, so I just threw it.
You got to join in on the fun.
And do you know what? It survived, so it's still here. Still using it.
SG for a reason, solid guitar.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of thought the neck would have broke, but.
So what else you got here?
This was my favourite guitar, and probably still is. But I don't play it as much because it's quite noisy. I think I bought this in 2018. It's a 335. But it does look like a 330, but it does have the centre block. But then it's got the coil taps, all the fun business.
Now, in the light, it has like a different finish, not like a solid color. It's like that walnut.
Yeah, it's kind of like
natural.
satiny as well. Yeah, and the neck feels the same. It's got a bit of a bash here, but Now, it's a bit squeaky in America. P90s just in America with the power and stuff like that.
Now, what do you dig about this guitar? Like, what speaks to you about it?
I don't know. I just always want like the minute we started like playing bigger shows and stuff like that, and I started making more money, I was just like, I've always wanted to buy a semi-hollow, like a 325. And I went into the shop, 66 Sounds in London, and they showed me this like what was it, 345, like it was a replica of the Keith Richards guitar.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, try this, and it was like 10 grand, and I was like, bastards. I was like, I want this so much. And then I was like, oh, have you got anything like it? And they gave me this. And I was like, I'm not buying a brown guitar. And I played it, and I bought it. It's such a nice guitar. It sounds amazing.
What about tunings? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
This is in standard.
Okay.
But I was always going to put a Bigsby on it, and then I got told by a wise friend that if you love a guitar, you don't never change it.
Yeah.
So, and plus it would just make it heavier.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like, but yeah, this guitar sounds, I absolutely love it.
And is it 1052 through the whole, all the guitars we're looking at?
Everything in standard is 10 through 52, and then we've got a D standard and an E flat standard. I guess we can go into those when we look at the guitar.
Cool. Yeah, fair. Yeah, I love this guitar. It's great.
Now, between the SG and the 335, is it kind of certain songs you use it? Are they a backup, or
yeah, I think
how do you decide?
It's mostly tonally stuff. Like this is for like all the rockier stuff, and we've got a few acoustic-y songs in the set that I'll play this on.
Okay.
And I'll typically like dial the volume down a bit, get more of the clean sounds. And then this is the other like main staple, which is in standard. So I'll switch up between the SG and this, which is like one of my favorite guitars also.
Yeah, obviously it's a Les Paul, but tell me a little bit more about it. It's beautiful.
It's had 2 neck breaks. And yeah, it's called Casey Jones.
Obviously it's alluding to a Grateful Dead song, I assume, or are you a fan of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Well, I found out about the Grateful Dead song after, but it was actually just I was in Amsterdam. It was a kind of weed that we bought, and it was called Casey Jones. We had just bought the guitar, and I thought that's a really funny name. But it turns out the name's got a bunch of history. It's like about this train driver that like drove a train.
Cocaine.
Yeah, and he killed a bunch of people. It's like he basically drove it off the tracks. And I just thought that's so funny, so I just named the guitar that.
That's awesome.
I had a really stupid name before. I can't remember what it was.
God knows.
Yeah, it was Les Claypool or something. You called it that. But then I thought this was funny, so I got that. But I think it's the 2001, so it's like the golden era of like good Gibson, like back in the day. Because I went through that period of just like not being that good, like really badly built. And I bought it on Denmark Street in London, and the guy never told me it had a neck break. And then we were playing a show maybe a month later on tour, and I was standing under like the fluorescent lights, and I looked at it and I was like, that motherfucker never even told me that had a neck break. But I got it for super cheap, and I love it, and it sounds amazing. I'm a massive Led Zeppelin fan, and this is the closest I could get to the Jimmy Page guitar. Yeah. On a budget, but yeah, I love it. And then I broke the neck over lockdown, it fell off my bed, and I got it fixed. And do you know what? It still sounds great. It hasn't affected it. I always hear people saying that like when you get neck breaks that affects the sound, but I mean the Edge snapped his the Explorer, yeah, and he says it sounds better than ever, so whatever. But it's a bit heavy this, so I don't play it all the time now, but I was playing. This was my main guitar for a long time.
Now they do the kind of the relicing thing. Is that what that is, or is that just you?
This is all me.
Got it.
This is all just jumping about stage. I don't tend to throw my guitars too much. This is from like being in a case, and then this is all buckle rash. But yeah, funny you say that. It does actually look like it's been relic.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's a beauty.
Yeah, I do love it. I've got a Telecaster back at home that's exactly the same, but it's like, it looks like it's been properly relic.
Yeah.
It's just been, it was like one of my main guitars for years. It smashed to bits.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And yeah, Gretsch gave me this on the last tour, and I love it. This is in D standard, which, I mean, I've got 2 songs in it. Yeah. And then like we dropped in this to C. Was it C?
Yeah, drop C.
Yeah, for Teresa, and then for Lona we use this as well. But yeah, this guitar is amazing. It's a bit lighter than the Les Paul as well, but it's beautiful.
I know,
I just love the Bigsby.
Yeah, and is that solid body or is it chambered?
I think it's chambered.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we had one that we had at the EMAs. It was similar without the Bigsby, and it was. And we smashed it.
Your Penguin as well. I've got a Penguin at home, and that's chambered as well.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we smashed this one for the EMAs as part of the performance, and like once I'd seen it, there was like loads of little like pockets of like air and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. So it's like that's chambered, but it's nice. But yeah, love a Bigsby. You don't.
No.
Not fun to restring.
No.
I think we.
That's why you got Ben.
We've got the 56 through 12
on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've got a broadcaster at home that I had over Christmas, and I restrung my first Bigsby for the first time, and I was like, yeah, I get why you hate me now, because it sucks. I've had this guitar probably the longest, and it was original. It was just like the stock Mexican one. It had like the tortoise shell, and I hated the fact that everyone had it. So I got the mint green pick guard and witch hats on it. I just think it looks so sick. But yeah, it's my favourite guitar for a long time. Jazzmaster.
What do you dig about it? No.
I don't know. I just I used to play a lot of indie music, like back in Scotland before I joined Yungblud, and that's just the guitar for it. Like My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah.
All of that. It's just amazing. We had a sticker on it that said "fuck you," and it was on it for literally about 6 years, and it fell off
Just
on the
before this
flight.
trip,
Yeah, like on the flight, I think. So I'm pissed about that, and I'm pretty sure we sanded the neck down in this.
Yeah, we did.
So because it was like all sticky and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like a vintage guitar now. I've had it that long.
Yeah.
It's not. It's probably like 2010 or something. But yeah, and I love the tremolo for this, which we only just got back.
Yeah, we didn't have a tremolo for ages, and a friend of mine had the correct kind of thread or whatever, and brought it down to us, and he'd been ripping it ever since.
And we took out the jazz socket because I kept knocking it.
Yeah.
And I kept constantly going in like super dark mode, and I was just like, this is a fucking nightmare. But yeah, also love this guitar.
One thing I appreciate about you, Adam, is that you kind of are not loyal to one look, one style, one brand. You let the guitars choose you almost in a way.
Yeah,
rather than trying to be one guy.
I'm quite loyal to Gretsch for the most part, but
yeah.
I always said to them, like when they first started giving me guitars, that I was always going to play all my other ones because, I mean, they all sound different.
Yeah.
They all sound so different, and every single song requires a different sound almost. Not to the state of the edge of like 20 guitars.
Yeah.
But maybe one day.
Yeah, if it was up to
Keep
him,
Ben busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I keep toying with the idea of getting 12 string, but he's not up for it.
Jeez.
Yeah, like a Rickenbacker 330 or something. Yeah, I want that.
Or you get like a double neck 12 and 6.
We talked about that
I
once.
was watching Slash play one of those the other day.
Because there was a song called Cotton Candy in the set where we don't have a bass player apart from Ben plays bass for one song in the set. So we're toying with the idea. It was like, what if we got a double neck that's got bass and then guitar at the bottom so I can play the solo? And it was just we never end up doing it, but I want it.
You've got something to look forward to.
Yeah,
now that you brought that up, Ben, since you do play, let's talk about your bass.
Well, this actually has a kind of a cool story. So a
does.
friend of ours, a lad called Josh Warner, is a Luther. I mean, he's only 21 years old.
Wow.
Super smart kid. And he came out on our last UK tour, basically assisting me. I was teaching him about touring, because being a guitar builder and a guitar tech on tour are two very different trades.
Yeah.
So I was kind of giving him my knowledge of the road, and he was giving me his knowledge about the more in-depth building of guitars. And he kindly made me this, and it is from scratch, I think.
Wow.
The only thing that he didn't make are obviously the pots and whatnot, the knobs, the bridge, and the tuners. Everything else, he cut the scratch plate.
Wow.
Such a nice bass.
It was a block of wood. He cut it to shape, relicked it. It did the job a lot on it, and it plays so nice. It's honestly, for like a custom bass, it rips on anything I've ever really picked up before.
There's hope for the kids. I mean,
Yeah.
21-year-old building something like that.
Yeah,
I love the binding.
He's
on
done
that.
a phenomenal
He's
job.
also sanded
Sanded all the
as
neck
well.
back.
So nice.
It's BJ 5000, my initials. Well, not the 5000. And then his little logo, Iron Lung. But no, he's an absolute superstar. And hopefully one day he'll come out and be maybe my assistant, especially if he starts getting 12 strings and double neck
will be
guitars.
happening.
Now, we should give him some love. Does he have a website or Instagram page someone can, follow him on?
He doesn't at the moment.
Okay.
But Josh Warner, keep an ear out for him. He's absolutely brilliant.
Cool. Well, I think that does it for guitars, guys. Should we move on to amps and pedals?
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's do it. All right, folks. Yes, the elephant in the room, the red giant wall of destruction. You're not plugging into that, are you, Adam?
Yeah. they would kill people. Jesus Christ. No, they're all loaded with these lights. It's like part of the production. I mean, I wish some of them were on. That'd be pretty sick.
And here, my dumbass thought this was red Tolex. I was corrected quickly by Ben. Your handiwork here, right?
Yeah, got some spray paint and spray paint them all individually last summer. I got it in my nostrils, in my eyes.
His hands were red.
They
for
were
like
red for like
weeks.
a week.
Got it in the beard too?
Oh, you better believe.
All right, well, what actually you are plugging into, Adam? What are we looking at?
Yeah, so basically I've got the panned in my ears, left and right.
Okay.
So on the left I've got this Hiwatt Custom 20 that we shipped from the UK, which is like one of my favourite amps. It's absolutely unbelievable. That's hitting this Joe Bonamassa Palmer DI, and then hits the attenuator, which comes out of this. So it's like I mean like quarter of the volume coming out, basically just so I can feedback off it, because it would just cause problems for everyone. I've got stuff absolutely blasted.
Especially it is on full.
These are also dead. And then Marshall, both of them are pretty much cranked to 10. Bluesbreaker is going into this box of doom that we got in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. So that's like a
ISO
speaker. Yeah, ISO
yeah.
cab.
It's got a red back in it.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Red back,
Yeah, I was
75 watt.
I was going to ask what's in the Marshall speaker cab there underneath the Hiwatt.
I don't know.
We don't actually know, but we never. It's only ever heard by our ears. It never goes through the PA. It goes straight into the speaker DI first.
In the UK,
it's just kind of like a start. It could be anything.
Yeah.
In the UK, we've got the combo version of this, and that's got like a selection.
I mean, it's actually a Fane.
Oh, okay.
It's got a 10-inch
like
Fane in it.
and that sounds really nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful one.
But yeah, we basically just use it for like feedbacking and stuff off it anyway. So it's not like it comes out front.
And Ben, you said that this has just recently got new tubes put in it?
That's right. So because we're putting it through the attenuator, and as you can see, it is on 10. We go through 84s, EL84s like nobody's business. I'm talking like at least once a tour, especially a 2-monther like this, they need replacing. Yesterday they started to go a bit microphonic, picking up radio stations, and then today it was still an issue. Switched out the tubes and it's as clean as a whistle. It sounds beautiful again.
And we like to do this. This is a service to the industry, to our fans, and to what we love, guitar, is that you guys are picking stuff up from other rig rundowns and you're using the power conditioner, right?
Yeah,
you
we've got a Furman, yeah.
And what do you run the power at? You said that the Hiwatt enjoys, or like lives at.
I mean, it's around in the States, it's around 120, 122. We can't quite dial it in as specific as some of the other branded ones.
Yeah,
kind of the decimal points, but yeah, around I think around 122 it sings.
Nice. And have you always enjoyed kind of like the Vox style amp? I know that it's a Hiwatt and a Hiwatt's own characteristics, but EL84s do have a certain type of voice. Is that always kind of what you liked?
I don't know. Like I've went through so many different amps in my life. Like I grew up playing like Fenders. I was on them for a while. I had a Marshall growing up, but it was like a Valvetronics type thing. It was kind of shit, but it done the job. And then Marshall approached us with this stuff, and then I looked through the line and thought, Bluesbreaker seems like the kind of amp for me. Like grew up playing like listening to Clapton and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was around that time that I joined and we looked into doing the stereo rig. I think you had a Fender Deluxe.
And then Dom had
the Hiwatt Custom 20.
And
we swapped it, and we put Adam on the Custom 20, and it just instantly made the world of difference. Like our front of house guy was just like, holy shit, that's it. Yeah. And then adding the Joe Bonamaster DI with it as well, and the ISO cab. He's just like, we have to freight the ISO cab everywhere. Like if he doesn't have it, he's miserable.
Yeah.
So well, it's either that or it's the backstage crew, like people behind us at festivals. We just get a 4x12, plug into it, mic it, and then just aim it and
at the people side stage, and it is screaming.
That is kind of fun though, when people come back like, oh man, the guitar was so loud. I'm like, yeah, because it's facing you. Blasting in the face. Yeah. Come back and all the fucking skins off. Like, oh.
That's rad. Well, should we take a look at the pedals, guys?
Yeah, man.
Let's do it. All right, Adam, we have gotten past the noise curfew at the Ryman, so we can make noise, and we're just here at the Pedalboard. So talk to me about what's going on here. You got a healthy setup.
Yeah, it's a healthy setup. It's the second Pedalboard because the first one was stolen.
You said that someone stole it from your flat, right?
Someone broke into our flat in London and stole the original one that me and Ben slaved over building. It took us a long time planning it, but second time around we'll make it better. We just done everything better.
Now, is it about the same type of ingredients?
The same ingredients. Still the ESA. Like the whole idea was to have this MIDI controller because I was doing a lot of dancing, which I quite liked, but it was very inconsistent. Like having big massive reverbs and having to turn them off, all just like I was like, Jesus, this is like a lot. Hitting like 4 pedals at once.
Have you ever thought to have it off stage like some people have, and then have their techs?
Well, basically we could have this, and we could have MIDI basically control the entire thing. But I would fucking hate that. I love hitting pedals. It's part of the performance for me, the dancing.
Yeah.
This just makes it easier, so it's great. But we've had to do that for like a couple of award shows, and I hate it. I just
on the side stage hitting it, and it just feels alien.
Yeah, it's like half the fun for me. It's like playing guitar and coordinating with that. And also, I just don't do everything the same every time. I like changing it up.
Okay.
All the time. So signal chain starts here, Echoplex preamp, then the whammy, and then the WH10 wah, and then pretty much everything just goes into this after that, and it's all just accordingly. Like I think it goes.
Well, there's numbered, yeah.
Yeah, it goes
into the crayon,
Pog, crayon,
and then to your muffletter, and then to your super hard on, then to the 70 full tone.
Yeah.
And then we go modulation, delay, and reverb.
Okay.
And we're big into this Boss stuff.
Yeah,
Clearly,
it's
super
amazing.
super user friendly, sounds amazing, and programming it with the ES8, it was just a dream compared to using some of the other bigger other brands.
Yeah.
We used before.
I'm a
MIDI
massive
programs
fan. I
much
think this
better.
Boss stuff's wicked.
The only reason I want to go with the Boss stuff is it basically emulates all the other old Boss stuff.
Yeah.
So like this emulates like the Dimension D. What else we got? Like the phaser, and it goes to like all the different choruses. So it's like it goes to like the chorus ensemble, like all the classic Boss pedals. And then the delays and reverbs are fantastic. It goes like space echoes and stuff in it. So I love a space echo.
Well, before we start getting some colors going, how about you hit us with just what we're hearing in the Hiwatt?
That's like the bass tone, which is just a little clean spring reverb and a tiny bit of tape delay.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Now, how are you using the Echoplex? Is that like a on always pedal or?
I mean, it's tempted to be an always on pedal. It's just whenever I want a little bit more juice, but I've been tending to solo a bit more with it. So just just that bit more extra juice. Also, the Jimmy Page thing. I mean, that's what he done.
Yeah.
So it was like, why not? It'd be great to have an actual Echoplex, but they're a bit temperamental.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, got a whammy after this. Got your Jack White, Tom Morello needs.
Yep.
And then I got the, I was jumping about with a couple different wahs before, like I had a Crybaby before and I had a Vox one before. And then when they both got stolen, they brought the new WH10 out, which is the Frusciante one. And it just sounds unbelievable. It's the best wah I've used.
I wanted the only other guy that I know that I've seen on a Rig Rundown have it was Klinghoffer, who used it. And I think he got it from Frusciante.
Yeah, well, he had the old one.
Everyone
the old
knows it
ones
goes
are
Vox
like,
or Crybaby, but yeah.
the old ones are like they've not got the buffer in it, so they just suck like a lot of tone out. So you always have to put like a buffer after it. But the new one's amazing, and it's got one in it.
Yeah.
It's true bypass also, so it's great. What else we going? So and then we go first in the chain would be Pog. I've not got a bass player, so I do a lot of big chunky stuff all the time. I quite commonly pair it with a fud. What else we got?
Wow.
And then got super hard on just for like pure volume. Actually, that's a crayon actually.
Yeah, so crayon's on too.
This is like the 73 preamp, like the Revolution tone.
Now,
It's
what do
just
you?
like-
I know that the Muffaletta from JHS has like 6 or 7 different muffs in it. Or
I think I'm on.
which
yeah,
one do you
like,
yeah. Do you know which one you're
you
on?
know, we've done an acoustic set. I was on the Ram's head for a bit, like the David Gilmour kind of sound, and it sounded fantastic. But I'm such a massive Jack White fan that I've just got it set to stun on White Stripes mode. It's just every chorus, like not every chorus, but a lot of the choruses is that.
Now, what's the 70s pedal? I'm not familiar with that full tone one.
Yeah, so that's
5.
Yeah, it's
like-
kind of based off of Fuzzface, I think. But it's amazing. This patch is like, I kind of change it out every so often. Like I just buy a new pedal and I'll chuck it in. Because it's like the one, like I don't use it too much, but sometimes when I'm putting a solo and I'm just a bit bored of the same sound, I'll just pull this out. It's got that double stop bend sound. Basically, before I had the full tone ultimate octave, like the proper Josh
OCD,
Home
yeah.
pedal. Like no, the ultimate octave.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like
Yeah.
the Josh Home pedal, and I'd done that double stop bend. And I'd missed it so much, and I couldn't find it anymore because it got stolen. So I was very sad about that. So I basically found that and done it, and I was like, there you go, I'm gonna get one of them. So what's 4? 4 is just volume. You max it all the way up, basically turns into a fuzz pedal as well.
Man, you give that speaker and that cab all it can work with. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, the box
ripping.
of Doom is just like absolutely pinned.
yeah,
That's
you played a
on
little
that.
bit before we started filming, and you had the door open. There's chaos going on in there.
It's like bone shaking.
Yeah, well, we decided to link both the preamps on the Bluesbreaker and then turn them both up to full. And then that's going into the single 75 watt redback, and it sounds crazy. And that's kind of like the up from the tone, and then we got a lot of the top end brightness out of the Hiwatt, and then blended together just gives you that wall of sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, how are you using the 3 bosses real quickly?
So yeah, these are all MIDI controlled. So I've pretty much got set for most songs on them. Like some of them require, like this one's got. There's a million different settings in it. I'm trying to think what else I use. There's a delay one here. And I love the mute button because I do a lot of like ambient like swells to bring up like loads of like tension. I'll just mute it.
Yeah.
And then it's like my favorite thing. That's what I was doing before. This is why this is so genius for me, because before I was dancing about trying to do that and loads of different pedals. So this it just makes so much more sense for me now.
Well, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this, guys. You know, letting us
It's been a
kind of
pleasure.
swoop in and get to see the wall of Doom, the box of Doom, the hands of Doom.
You'll get to see it light up tonight. It's pretty sick.
Well, thank you guys very much, and everyone stay safe and keep rocking.
Yeah.